He is a rock star of public speaking, having become the best public speaker in Africa at the age of 17. He is a venture capitalist and is currently the chairman of MyGrowth Fund venture capital firm. He is a best-selling author, having sold thousands of his books. I'm talking about none other than Vusi Thembekwayo, the Rockstar. So in this video, I'll be sharing Vusi Thembekwayo top 5 secrets for success. If you are just meeting, my name is Fanele Sibongendlovu. My passion is to spread positivity, helping you stay motivated so that you can achieve greater success. So let's get to secret number 1. Secret number 1, visualize.
And you never picture yourself going through that. It's like people buy the lotto ticket and hope they don't win, but they never picture it happening. And that's one of the things I talk about in life. One of the biggest keys to success is visualization. You would know this completely. So for me, I never pictured it happening. So when it happened, it was, the world had just come down on me, and it was great.
And did it reaffirm for you that principle, that if you visualize something, that it
too true. Absolutely, too true. Because, the power of visualization, what it actually does is it takes you ahead. And once you're ahead, I believe you can plan for what's going to happen around that space and time.
Vusi Thembekwayo's secret number 2, words are powerful.
I was arguing with somebody the other day, actually, because somebody was saying to me that somebody I know really well, and he's an actuary, and he was saying, I use numbers, you just use words. So I said to him, I said, yeah, but words are all we need. I said, a war will never be started. A family will never be formed. Relationships are never created, nor are nations born without words. Just words. And so when people say it's just words, words are all we need. Be very careful of how you use them, right? And when people try to disempower you, the first thing they're going to try and take is your voice. Words.
Vusi Thembekwayo's secret number 3, form habits.
Remember, change is a premium, right? Let me take a step back. So, human beings are driven by habit. And the reason human beings are driven by habit, people who study the brain tell us. They did both cognitive psychology studies, but also actually neuroscientists have proven to us that the brain is the most efficient mechanism in the human body. The reason the brain has to be is because were it not for the brain, we wouldn't have survived living in the caves. So the reason human beings have outlived other species is because the brain adapts. You come home and there's a stove on, and the stove has a red ring on it. Your brain knows not to touch that stove. It's hot. But you haven't touched it yet. You haven't even felt the heat. So what's happened over years is there's been an evolutionary process where your brain has understood danger without you having to interact with it. Your brain has learned how to survive. It's learned how to adapt. But to do this, the brain forms habits. This is why you drive on the right-hand side of the car, on the left-hand side of the road. It's for your own survival. Right? You sit on the left-hand side of the car, there's no steering wheel. If you drove on the right-hand side of the road, you're going to go into oncoming traffic. So without you even thinking about it, your brain automatically adjusts. If I behave this way, I'm fine. Your brain does this all the time. So this thing about habits, guys, is actually very powerful because a lot of us form the wrong habits. And to unform it, man, oh man. Try this. Try wake up every single morning for 4:30. If you've never done it. That first week is hell. Because you're now going into your brain and you're trying to recode it. And that's not how your brain is wired. Your brain has formed certain habits to survive the world it's in.
Secret number 4, never listen to a society.
Anthropologists and human science specialists both have studied prisons. Prisons are a fascinating thing, right? Because when you're a human being, what we do in this thing called a society, very careful of society, by the way, because society is nothing more than a system of normalized averages. So what it is we all come together and we go, well, for there to be order,
In any system that can grow exponentially, ergo population growth, we need a system to manage it. And we're going to codify the system, and we're going to call these things good behavior, etiquette, rules, laws. If you break them, we're going to punish you. We have to do it, otherwise there'll be disorder. Like if nobody tells you, sit on the right-hand side of the car and drive on the left-hand side of the road, you're going to sit wherever you want, you're going to drive however you want. And we can't create a society like that. So what society does is it writes these rules, it codifies them, that create the average for the average. The average human being should be like this. That's why your mom says, go to school, get a good education, get a job, get a husband, have 2.5 kids, live in the White House with a picket fence. That's why you're told that, because your mother comes from a society with a system of normalized averages. And then you come up and go, nah, maybe not. Maybe I don't want to finish school. Or maybe I do, but I actually don't want to get a job. I actually want to go through 5 years of not knowing where my next meal is going to come from, because I've got a dream. The minute you break away from society's rules, it'll do exactly what they do to you in prison. So check this out. So you break the law, they send you to prison. Why? Because if we can remove you from broader society, we punish you. Yeah? Human beings, by their very nature, need interaction. This is a vital part of being a human being. When you're in prison and you break the rules, what do they do then? They put you in isolation. So just to be clear, to the strongest, toughest, most evil people of society, the single most powerful form of punishing them is separation. It's not physical punishment. It's I'm going to put you in a hole, alone. That's it. And it will break you.
The last secret for Vusi Thembekwayo success is secret number 5. Be consistent.
Yeah, as I said, I think I always deferred to the dojo. And by the way, it's a big part of, even today, how I've built my work ethic and my discipline. This thing around
martial arts.
I just put in the hours, man. You know, martial arts is a special, you know, so I did martial arts, I did music, I played the violin, etc. But everything else I did is as a result of the martial arts.
Of course he plays the violin. Of course he plays the violin.
Because, yeah, I mean, you know, the idea that you've got to do your kata over and over and over and over and over, same movement, same rotation. Even today as an entrepreneur, when you build a business, you've got to do the simple things over and over and over. And it is in the application of it is in the iteration and application that excellence is achieved. And I think that's what people don't understand. So people go, so how do you get to number one of the thing? You actually just have to do the simple things, but do them every day religiously, and each time with a consistent discipline. That's the mark. That's how you get there.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Making sure that you like this video, making sure that you press the subscribe button, and I will see you in another inspirational video. Thank you.